Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Christine and I do not have a specific niche. I make all sorts of videos on here: fitness, lifestyle, homemaking, stay-at-home mom, family, faith, all that sorts of stuff. Today specifically, I'm going to be talking about my fitness journey, what that looked like last year, what sort of happened that threw me off, and what my goals are moving forward. So if you are interested in any of that, make sure you stick around. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope that you enjoy the rest of this video. Like I said, I would love to kind of just go over what this past year had looked like for me and what kind of knocked me off the wagon and what I'm going to do in order to get back up and continue to move forward. If you have followed me on my other channels and my other journeys and all that, you know that I have been on this for a very long time. And while that might be something that would influence me to just give up and just let go, decide, oh, I'm not ever going to be a fitness influencer, I'm never going to have this major change that people could follow along with and be motivated by, I think it's important to kind of represent those people who take a while to figure themselves out. Not everybody can go, oh, this is what it was, and I got right to it, and I was able to reach my goals within a year and move on, and now I'm this wonderful influencer. That's not what it's going to look like for everybody. Some people, it's going to be years of figuring yourself out. And so I want to represent those of you guys who have struggled for a long time, who watch those videos and think that's never going to be me. I've been doing this for a long time and I am not going to give up. And so hopefully that can in and of itself give some encouragement. But so specifically looking back at 2023, I had thought everything was together. It was all being figured out. I was hitting my goals. I was reaching my goals. I was losing the weight. My hormones were being figured out. I was under contract for a house. We were really moving forward. Everything was looking so good for us. And towards the end of the year, it all came crashing down. Like I had said, I was hitting my goals and I actually became pregnant with a son that we were praying for a long time. And we lost him. I was just about into the second trimester, and pregnancy in of itself is very difficult for me. I have hyperemesis, so I was in bed pretty much all day for 3 months. So while that might look great on the weight loss side, because I do normally drop 20 to 30 pounds because of my hyperemesis in my pregnancies, I had gotten major fatigue and muscle atrophy. And it was just really rough altogether, especially on my mental state. But I was looking, positive. I was like, it's okay. Once I get out of this part of it and once I have that baby and everything, I'll just get right back on track. But we had lost the baby. We had lost my mother-in-law, who I was very close to. And we had also lost the house. And so things just happened within weeks of each other, kind of destroyed us a little bit. We did continue to try to seek that peace, and we received the peace that surpassed our understanding, but there was no growth during that time. It was just a time of mourning and feeling the presence of God just try to keep us alive. It was really just survival mode. And so we are just finally starting to crawl out of that and be ready to move forward on our goals. So I have basically, as far as physical stats wise, which I don't always look to as like the main important part, but they are figures that are important to look at just to kind of gauge where you're at. And so as far as that goes, I have gone right back up to my biggest pant size and my weight. And I had lost a lot of muscle through those times. And so through the past month, you may have seen that I was walking 2 miles a day, which I majorly think has helped. My hormones are balanced. I am finally in the normal on the chart. So that's really good. The last thing really is my gaining back my muscle and my weight loss, just working on those things. So it's really hard because for the longest time, for me, it was easy to get the physical goals and like the tangible goals and what you can see And then I was like, oh, and then I'll kind of throw in my mental health in there and try to, you know, stay positive and or that. So doing this backwards is very against my nature, to where I'm, you know, taking care of my mental health, taking care of my hormones that you can't really see, taking care of all those things, and watching like everything that you can see like not be done yet. That's very difficult for me, but it's really important. And that may be what it looks like for you if you're like, I don't understand why this isn't working, like I'm doing all the things. Sometimes the underlying issues are so great that unless you address those first, you're not going to get anywhere. So that's kind of where I'm at. And so I think I'm in a good place mentally and spiritually. Of course, I need to continue to grow in those, and those are things that are on my goal list. But holding on to those things while trying to continue to get my body in shape, it's a struggle, and it's something that takes a lot of focus and a lot of discipline. And so I guess those are main goals for me moving forward, is having that focus and having that discipline in order to reach those physical, tangible goals without sacrificing the mental and spiritual and hormonal goals that I have reached so far. So moving forward, I definitely want to keep up on the 2 miles a day. I even want to expand that to change it a little bit to where it's 2 hours a day. I will create another video just explaining about the specific hormone that contributes to my hyperemesis that I really want to work on, because I would love to get pregnant again in the future. I'm not ready yet, but in the future, and to have my body prepared and ready so that perhaps it's not such a horrible experience. But moving from 2 miles to 2 hours of continual activity, whether or not that's like walking for the first hour and then like just making sure my body's continually moving for the next, I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about it, but moving from the 2 miles a day to 2 hours a day is my physical goal moving forward. As far as the eating goes, I'm actually really still trying to figure that out. There's so much out there of the only way to do it is intermittent fasting. The only way to do it is sugar-free. The only way to do it is X. And I really think for me, it's a mix of those things. And so I'm in the process of figuring that out right now. But initially, my very first thing that I like to do is a cleanse. I do struggle with eating as a coping mechanism, and so along with my hormones, it's just like this perfect storm of things that go against me. So just doing that cleanse kind of helps with, like, I guess you could say like a withdrawal period of just, you know, getting my stomach back down to size, curbing those cravings. And so doing like a smoothie juicing sort of diet for 3 days is something that I'm going to start on Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'd like to do that. And then for the rest of the week, from now until then, I'm going to figure out what the rest of my diet moving forward is going to look like, what works for me, what helps my hormones and my stress levels, and so forth. So that's pretty much it. I know that's kind of vague. There's not very many specifics in that, but that's just my goals. And I kind of go more specific and pointed in my shorts. So if you watch those, you'll see like different recipes that I'm doing, different things that I'm doing, different updates that I have. But on the grand scheme of things, those are my goals, is to hit 2 hours a day, to do my cleanse, and to figure out what I want to do for my meal plan. So again, if you'd like to follow me on that, I'd love if you subscribed and let me know where you are at. And I will see you in my shorts, and I will see you in my next video 2 weeks from now. Bye, guys.